Welcome to News at 3 on ASO Television. I am Rosemary Kokotega. The headlines. President Tinubu congratulates Jimoh Ibrahim on election as chair of UN Budget and Administration Committee. Senate passes bill to establish National Agency for Malaria Elimination. In business, Nigeria total capital importation improves to $10.3 million in first quarter of 2026. And from the entertainment world, National Orientation Agency commends Funke Akindele for promoting respect for Naira in recently released movie. President Bola Tinubu has sent a congratulatory message to Ambassador Jimoh Ibrahim, Nigeria's permanent representative to the United Nations, on his selection as chairman of the United Nations General Assembly 5th Committee on Budget and Administration. In a press statement signed by the President's Special Advisor on Information, Bayo Ononuga, President Tinubu noted that the election of Senator Ibrahim is noteworthy at a particularly critical moment for the United Nations as the world body navigates significant financial realignment while advancing critical institutional reforms to strengthen its effectiveness, accountability, and long-term sustainability. President Tinubu said he is confident that just as the reforms at home are yielding positive results, Ambassador Jimoh Ibrahim's experience and unwavering commitment to excellence will justify his selection as the country's permanent representative and make Nigeria proud in the work of the 5th Committee and in support of the broader objectives of the United Nations. The Senate has passed for third reading a bill seeking to establish the National Agency for Malaria Elimination. Lawmakers at the plenary described the development as a major step towards tackling one of Nigeria's most persistent public health challenges. Senator Ned Nwoko from Delta State sponsored the piece of legislation. Senator Ned Nwoko from Delta State sponsored the piece of legislation which seeks to provide a legal framework for the coordination of national efforts aimed at the prevention, control, and eventual elimination of malaria in Nigeria. Topsy Gimba has details.
Addressing journalists shortly after the bill's third reading, Senator Nwoko insisted that malaria elimination in Nigeria is both practical and achievable.
From Italy, told me what they did many years before, during Mussolini in the 30s, how they were able to eliminate malaria through waste management and through fumigation. These were two things they did, but they were coordinated across the entire country. And today, there are no more mosquitoes or malaria in Italy. It has happened in other countries, and I believe that with an agency that is focused over a period of 5 years, 10 years, we can achieve this. You saw what happened during COVID. You saw how the West came together and achieved what appeared at that point to be a hopeless situation. I bet you that if malaria or mosquitoes were prevalent in UK or America, by now they would have found solutions. They would have.
Speaking after the passage of the bill, Senate President Godswill Akpabio described the legislation as a landmark intervention in the fight against malaria.
A major scourge that has claimed a lot of lives and led to impairments all over Nigeria and the equatorial region, West Africa as a whole. And I've always prayed that one day we'll find a permanent cure or a permanent vaccine for malaria elimination. Let us hope that setting up this national agency would lead to such an effort. And then we can finally say, yes, indeed, that we have gotten rid of malaria.
The bill will proceed to the House of Representatives for concurrence before being transmitted to the President for assent. Topsy Gimba reporting for ASO Television News.
The Nigerian Union of Teachers NUT in Borno State has staged a peaceful protest for the release of the abducted pupils, students and teachers of primary and junior day secondary school Mosa in Askira local government area of the state. National Publicity Secretary of the Union Yusuf Ibn Tom led the protesters to Government House Maiduguri, asking both the state and federal government to speed up efforts for the release of the abductees. He also called on the government to provide a conducive learning environment across the schools in the state. Chief of Staff to Governor Babagana Zulum, Mr. Mustafa Malumbe, received the protesters and assured them of the government's readiness to continue providing security not only to schools but to all sectors. About 42 pupils, students and teachers from the primary and junior day secondary school Mosa were abducted on May 15, 2026 while receiving lessons. Governor Babagana Zulum had earlier visited the local government area to commiserate with the affected families, assuring them of security and a safe return of the abductees. The protest came just a day after teachers across the country took to the streets over the abduction of teachers and students in Oyo State. A high-powered delegation had visited the southwest state, assuring of speedy rescue of the abductees. The Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, has defended the protest and strike by the Nigerian Union of Teachers, NUT, over the serious cases of abduction of its members and students as well as pupils. In a statement on Wednesday, NLC President Joe Ajaero said the union expresses solidarity with the striking members of NUT as a national and well-coordinated action represents the resolve of teachers to take their destiny into their own hands instead of waiting to be slaughtered. He said the action equally represents a gentle nudge on the government to take more seriously the growing insecurity industry. Ajaero commended leadership of the NUT led by Comrade Titus Audu Amba for the action across the country, saying their hearts are with the teachers, students and other vulnerable workers, especially local government workers, doctors, nurses, medical and health workers who often fall victims of the nefarious acts of bandits or other miscreants. The NLC president further stated that the nation cannot continue to fold its hand while this horror continues to play from Zamfara or Oyo, from Maiduguri to Port Harcourt. He said they will not hesitate to do a solidarity action with the teachers or any other group of workers if government does not take more seriously the issues of collective security. Meanwhile, the Oyo State Police Command has dismissed as false and misleading viral reports circulating on social media alleging that abducted pupils and teachers from Ohoro, Esiele, and Yawota communities in Orira local government area of Oyo State have been released. In a statement issued on Thursday by the command's public relations officer, DSP Olayinka Ayonlade, police said the claims were categorically false, misleading and entirely unsubstantiated, stressing that no such development had taken place. The police command reassured residents and families of the victims that coordinated rescue operations are still actively ongoing. It stated that security operatives are working tirelessly, deploying all available human and operational resources to secure the safe rescue of the abducted pupils and teachers, ensure their safe reunion with their families, and bring the perpetrators to justice. The command also cautioned against the spread of unverified information, warning that such narratives could cause unnecessary panic, heighten public anxiety, undermine ongoing security operations, and threaten public peace and order. It urged members of the public to rely only on official updates from the Nigeria Police Force and other authorized government agencies, encouraging citizens to remain calm, vigilant, and supportive of ongoing efforts. The statement further reaffirmed the command's commitment to ensuring the safe return of the victims, adding that it would continue to provide timely and accurate updates on developments as developments unfold. The chairman of Pali Area Council, Mr. Danladi Chia, has formally dissolved his cabinet following a valedictory executive council meeting held at the council secretariat, marking a significant step towards the transition to a new administration. The meeting provided an opportunity for members of the executive council to review the achievements and performance of the administration over the 3 years, while also reflecting on the contributions to the development of the area council. Speaking during the meeting, Mr. Chia, who is also the FCT chapter chairman of the Association of Local Government Area of Nigeria, ALGON, described the occasion as the conclusion of a collective journey that began with a commitment to service and development. He commended members of the cabinet for their dedication, loyalty, and sacrifices throughout the tenure of his administration. According to him, the successes recorded in areas such as rural road construction, healthcare improvement, and youth empowerment programs were made possible through teamwork and commitment to the welfare of the people. The chairman directed all supervisory councillors, special advisors, and other political appointees to hand over government property in their possessions to the Director of Administration on or before the close of work on Monday next week. Chia also expressed appreciation to traditional rulers, community leaders, and residents of Pali Area Council for their support, cooperation, and prayers throughout the period of his administration. He called on all residents to continue to maintain peace and support the incoming administration in order to ensure continuity in governance and sustained development across the council. You're watching ASO Television News. Watch us live on GSTV 392, StarTimes TV 127, Free TV 507, UHF Band 38. Coming up after the break, National Orientation Agency commends Funke Akindele for promoting respect for Naira in recently released movie plus other stories. Stay with us. Now to other stories in the bulletin. The federal government has procured 8 gun trucks for the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC's mining marshals, in order to wage war against illegal mining operators in the country. Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Delia Leke, while speaking at the symbolic commissioning ceremony and unveiling of a book, The Guidance of Nigeria's Solid Minerals, 2 years of commitment and service by the mining marshals, assured the unit of more support. Richard Alechinwanyebe has more on the story.
Accompanied by the representative of the Minister of Interior, Major General Abdul Malik Jibrin, retired, Alake noted with satisfaction that in just 2 years of its existence, mining marshals have apprehended over 300 illegal miners, prosecuted more than 150 suspects, and secured conviction of large numbers of them, comprising foreign and local nationals. While further assuring that the government will provide state-of-the-art technological equipment and armored trucks when budgetary provision is received, the minister noted that the unit has significantly contributed to the rise in revenue base of the country, aside from petroleum as a monoculture economy. The minister decried attempts by illegal miners to frustrate ongoing national operations and disclosed how the government would treat them.
Because anybody, whether a security agent or not, who seeks to frustrate the noble works of these mine marshals is an economic saboteur. So whether in uniform or out of uniform, anybody who seeks to frustrate the noble duties of the mine marshals is an economic saboteur against the interest of Nigeria. And they shall be so treated, whether in and out of uniform. That I can promise you.
Also speaking, representative of the Interior Minister, Major General Jibrin retired, commended the support from Ministry of Solid Minerals to the mining marshals, saying it has resulted in the protection of the country's mineral deposits. Giving an overview of their operations, the National Commander of Mining Marshals, Assistant Commandant of Corps, John Ataunoja, expressed delight with the support from the Ministries of Solid Minerals and Interior, adding that more operational successes will be recorded in the light of these, and has this call for Nigerians.
Today is a special day for us in mining marshals to have these two wonderful ministries of the federal government converge in a single conference room like this. I'll quickly start by saying that the event that brought us today, with the permission of the Commandant General, is for two major assignments. One, unveiling the book titled The Guardians of Nigeria's Solid Mineral, 2 years of dedication and commitment of NSCDC mining marshals. Then two, to launch the gun trucks that will enhance operational effectiveness and capability of the mining marshal operation in Nigeria across the Federation. 8 in number, a wonderful effort and commitment of the management of NSCDC, headed by the Commandant General, Professor Ahmed Abubakar Audi.
The National Commander pledged to remain undeterred to activities of the marshals and called on all sister agencies to continue to support the operations of mining marshals. Richard Alechenwanyebe, ASO Television News.
Membership of the top rank of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC under the Commandant General has held its strategic quarterly meeting in Abuja with a charge to participants to improve on intelligence gathering. Delivering a keynote address, NSCDC Commandant General Professor Ahmed Abubakar Audi said the meeting provided a platform to brainstorm on issues and challenges in order to chart the way forward. Professor Audi called for improved intelligence gathering, which should also be channeled appropriately to confront persistent security threats.
Another serious one is intelligence gathering. Very essential. Intelligence. We must learn and improve on our intelligence gathering. Very important. We are so lucky that the nation is establishing a National Fusion Center where all intelligence will be collected and analyzed and of course synthesized. We call it interpolation, and then process it very well, and interpret it and send it to various agencies for action. So intelligence sent will not be processed, and then we'll make it credible. Then send it to various agencies for action.
He encouraged participants comprising Deputy Commandants General, Assistant Commandants General, particularly zonal commanders and state commandants, to work in close synergy with sister security agencies. Also in his address of welcome, Deputy Commandant General in charge of Technical Services, DCG Zachary Ibrahim Mingi, explained the High Command meeting convened at the instance of the Commandant General was to reflect on the operational engagement of the Corps. He lauded the CG's initiative of introducing the quarterly meeting as a platform for suggesting workable solutions to address challenges. As part of efforts to deepening economic and investment relations between Africa and the United Kingdom, Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, representing President Bola Tinubu, has joined other African leaders to officially open trading at the London Stock Exchange. A statement issued by the head of Information and Public Relations to the Federal Ministry of Finance Efe Ovakbore, disclosed that the participation of African leaders in the opening of one of the world's foremost financial markets was described as a demonstration of the continent's growing commitment to positioning itself as a preferred destination for investment and long-term economic partnerships. Speaking during the engagements, Oyedele reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to implementing economic policies and reforms that promote macroeconomic stability, support private sector growth, and strengthen investor confidence. He stressed that stronger collaboration between African economies and global financial institutions remains essential to unlocking investment opportunities, expanding infrastructure development, and accelerating inclusive growth across the continent. According to the report, the event reinforced the federal government's commitment to engaging strategic international partners in support of its economic reform agenda and sustainable development objectives. The market opening ceremony brought together heads of government, finance ministers, senior policymakers, global investors, chief executives, and representatives of leading financial institutions from Africa, Europe, and other regions. National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) has announced that the total capital importation into the country in the first quarter of 2026 increased to $10.3 million, higher than the $5.6 million recorded in the same period of 2025. The NBS, in a press statement, indicates that capital importation increased by 60.9% when compared to the 6.4% from $4 million recorded in fourth quarter of 2025. The statement also showed that portfolio investment ranked top at $99.8 million, followed by other investment at $374 million, while foreign direct investment recorded the lowest inflow of $135 million. Capital importation during the reference period originated largely from the United Kingdom with $5,080 million, followed by the United States with $3,183 million, and the Republic of South Africa with $983 million. According to the NBS, the data was provided by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, who captures fresh capital coming into the economy as reported by commercial banks and foreign direct investment such as reinvested earnings. Poland fought their way to draw against Nigeria in a friendly match on Wednesday. The Super Eagles were on the verge of victory before the Poles equalized through Przemysław Wisniewski to force Nigeria to a 2-2 draw in Warsaw. Eric Chess's side had taken the lead on the 23rd minute of the clash by a right-footed goal from Terem Murphy. Kapka Polski equalized just before the half-time whistle, ending the first half all squared. The three-time African champions pushed for another goal and got it when Onuachu converted from the spot to make it 2-1 in Nigeria's favor. Nigeria was seconds away from victory against the European team until Wisniewski fired home 5 minutes into added time to ensure a draw. The National Orientation Agency has commended actress and filmmaker Funke Akindele for incorporating a message on respect for the Nigerian Naira in her recently released movie Behind the Scene. In a letter of commendation signed by the NOA Director General Lanre Isaonilu and addressed to Akindele as Chief Executive Officer of Funke Akindele Network, the agency applauded the filmmaker's thoughtful and patriotic inclusion of content discouraging the spraying and trampling of Naira notes at public functions. NOA said the creative intervention aligns with the federal government's ongoing advocacy for responsible civic behavior and adherence to laws guiding the proper use of the Naira. The agency noted that the Naira is not merely a medium of exchange but a symbol of national sovereignty and collective identity. The latter further recognized Akindele's influence in Nigeria's creative industry, stating that her work has significantly amplified public awareness and behavioral change in an engaging and impactful manner. NOA also encouraged Akindele to continue leveraging her platform to support initiatives that promote civic responsibility and national pride, adding that the entertainment industry plays a vital role in shaping societal values and attitudes. The commendation underscores the government's push to use film and popular culture as tools for national reorientation on issues relating to the dignity of the national currency. Well, now here's a reminder that President Bola Tinubu has sent a congratulatory message to Senator Jimoh Ibrahim, Nigeria's permanent representative to the United Nations, on his election as chairman of the United Nations General Assembly, that is General Assembly's 5th Committee on Budget and Administration. Many thanks for watching. There is news at 7 p.m. Join us then. I am Rosemary Kokotega.